Welcome back. We've got lots and lots of earnings to look at and numbers to react to. Signature Global is the next company on our radar. And in fact, we have the company's management joining in. Let's quickly recap the numbers as well. For Signature Global, the revenue is actually down 25%. Profit, however, was up 49%. Margins, that's the adjusted EBITDA margin. That's come in at 25% versus 13%. So that's been looking good. And they've achieved 103% of the pre-sales guidance. So let's discuss some of these trends and, of course, the outlook. Rajat Kathuria, CEO of the company, is with us now. Mr. Kathuria, thank you very much for joining in. So give us a sense, on just how you rate the performance in the fourth quarter. What is the launch pipeline looking like? And what is the kind of pre-sales expectation that you have in this year?
Sure. Good morning. Thanks a lot for inviting us. So, see, if we were to break down the sales for the previous year, because that will give us a lot of, look into the year coming forward. So we sold about 4,100 plus, units at an average ticket size of about 2.5 crore per unit. This was driven both by volume and value growth. In terms of volume, we saw a massive volume jump of about 33%. In terms of million square foot, the area which we sold. Whereas there was a fairly moderate value jump of about 6%. And we've been maintaining that we see value to grow only at inflation-linked sort of, rate going forward. So if we really look at this, we are in line with our guidance that we want to be large, relevant, and trusted mid-income housing player for the region. And in line with that, in years to come, we are fairly comfortable to grow the company at 20% plus growth rate vis-a-vis what we achieved this year and play the same strategy. Mid-income housing for people who are buying their first homes is, what we want to by and large do in years to come.
Rajat, hi, morning.
Morning.
Prashant here. My question remains largely the same. Is what's the level of demand softness or demand strength? I mean, just trying to get a sense with regards to real estate in NCR, Rajat.
So, Prashant, good morning. Prashant, we are not seeing any softness in demand in the NCR region. At least we are not witnessing it. Whichever quarters, we've launched new projects, we've seen a fairly good absorption. Almost 70 to 75% of that stock get absorbed in not much time post the launch. We were planning 1 or 2 launches in the previous quarter, which kind of got deferred, to the current year, the initial quarters of the current year. And that's why, the sales number for the previous quarter was comparatively lower. But we are coming up with these launches, something large in this quarter and again in the coming quarter. So we are not seeing any softness, to answer your point.
Rajat, so, I'm wondering why you're talking about 20% growth when you had 33% volume growth, in the last quarter. The company doubled its revenue in FY25. So 20% sounds very ultra-conservative if you talk about 20% revenue growth on a steady state.
So, Nigel, I wanted to give a more longer-term view.
Surabhi here. Nigel's also coming in. Next question's from Nigel.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Surabhi, so see, last year we've grown more than 40%, but I was giving guidance that on a longer-term basis, to say that we'll achieve 20%, I don't think is a bad scenario to have. So over a longer-term basis, on a consistent basis, we are fairly sure of achieving this 20% plus growth.
Okay, hi Rajat, Nigel here. Good morning, good to see you on the show. What about average realizations? I think last year it was at around 12,500 rupees. Where is that number headed? And also if you could tell us any plans on entering the Noida, the Delhi region, because a couple of brokerages were highlighting this earlier.
Nigel, good morning. Prices will continue to rise because there is still lack of supply in the market, and our basic premise in the business has been that, if you're creating supply, demand is getting created because supply is nowhere close to the kind of demand which exists. So prices will continue to go up. We are very happy that price rise has moderated. Over the last 18 to 24 months, you'll remember that, especially in Gurgaon, prices were going up a lot. And, we were getting more scared than, feeling happy about it, because, that's not a good scenario from the customer perspective. So price rise will happen. You should assume, these late single digit price rise over the coming year, and it will reflect in our, upcoming quarterly results. As far as your second question is concerned, we are looking at opportunities, but not close to signing up anything as of now. But yes, whether it's Delhi or Noida, we are always on a lookout for a right trade which may come our way.
No, but Rajat, the last time around as well, you were still, looking, evaluating, etc. But this time around, do you think this announcement will come sometime during FY26?
So, Nigel, see, there is a lot happening in Gurgaon right now, in terms of the new product launches which we are planning. We are comfortably doing like 17 to 18,000 crores worth of launches over the next, few quarters. So our pipeline in Gurgaon stays very robust. Even if you look at the previous year, if we've sold about 8 million odd square foot of sales we've achieved, which had a GDV of about 103 billion, 10,300 crores. We've also added almost close to 8 million square foot, but with a GDV potential of 12,500 crores. So we've been very actively, doing business development, adding new land parcels. So even in the previous year, we spent more than 1,000 crores, in doing newer land acquisitions. So we are kind of, replenishing our stock, but it's about, getting the right deal. We are not just for the heck of it, we don't want to kind of, do something in Noida. If something significant, Noida or Delhi for that matter, or any other newer market, something significant, something meaningful, which could help us in the longer run, and helps strengthen our strategy of doing mid-income housing, we'll take it up, but not rushing into anything at this stage.
Okay, all right, Rajat. Wish you a good year ahead. We'll hold you at these numbers, but you're seeming quite confident on demand, and maybe prices as well move up. Interesting scenario playing out there. Thanks a lot for joining in.